Hi, my name is Paige Siper, and I'm the Chief Psychologist at the Seaver Autism Center at Mount Sinai. Today I'll be talking about behavior management strategies. Behavior management refers to a process which guides people to change their actions within a specific context. The strategies provided here are not only useful to manage existing challenging behaviors, but they can also be used proactively to prevent the emergence of challenging behavior. The behavior management strategies I will talk about today are effective for individuals of all ages, from toddlers through adults. At the core of behavior management is understanding that both positive and negative reinforcement increase the likelihood that a specific behavior will occur again. Increasing attention to positive behavior is often an effective method to minimize challenging behavior. Many evidence-based interventions for behavior management focus on similar core principles. I will describe 5 specific strategies. The majority of the strategies I will talk about can be used proactively to promote appropriate behavior. First, use specific labeled praise to reinforce desired behavior. Labeled praises tell an individual exactly what behavior you want to see more of. Saying great job or thank you are unlabeled general statements. While they show approval, they don't promote behavioral improvement. Saying great job putting your toys away or thank you for sharing are examples of specific praises. Labeled praise can also be used to improve social communication skills. For example, praising someone for looking at you while talking, or for sharing their feelings with you, or for using their voice. Another effective method to proactively promote compliance is to tell people what to do instead of what not to do. For example, saying just look instead of don't touch, or saying please sit instead of don't climb on the table. If we tell people what to stop doing, they may engage in another unwanted behavior. For example, if someone's hitting and you tell them to stop hitting, they might start kicking. Instead, it's more effective to say, please be gentle, or please keep your body calm. Negative talk also draws attention to the negative behavior and therefore reinforces that unwanted behavior. Understanding the difference between direct and indirect language is also important. Using direct instructions provides clear expectations and should be used when compliance is necessary. When we ask questions, such as, can you put on your shoes, will you put on your shoes, should we put on your shoes, the task becomes optional and you are more likely to get a negative response. Similarly, using indirect language, such as, I'd like you to put your shoes on, or let's put on your shoes, lacks urgency. Direct language should be clear and concise. For example, please put on your shoes. It tells the person that they are expected to do the task without giving the option to do the task. Offering choices is another behavior management technique that provides people with a sense of involvement in the decision-making process. That sense of control often promotes task compliance. Rather than giving open-ended questions, we recommend giving 2 or 3 choices. For example, it is easier to decide between 2 options for dinner than being asked more broadly, what do you want for dinner? You can create opportunities to offer choices in many different contexts, including contexts involving 2 undesirable tasks. For example, you may ask whether someone wants broccoli or asparagus for dinner, or you may ask which sock they want to put on first. The last strategy I will introduce is called planned ignoring, or selective attention. Unlike the preventative strategies that I discussed, this strategy can be used in the moment to help manage challenging behavior. The goal is to ignore off-task behavior or unwanted behavior while only attending to positive behavior. For example, one day I was testing a child in my office. The child continued answering my questions while climbing onto the table. I ignored the act of climbing on the table, praised the child for continuing to answer my questions, and when the child sat back down in his chair, I praised him for sitting in his chair. The goal is to minimize attention to unwanted behavior while only attending to appropriate behavior. In order to be effective with planned ignoring, it is critical to use labeled praises when praising the appropriate behavior. Learning how to implement these strategies effectively and knowing when to use each strategy takes practice and consistency. Each strategy might not work every time, and certain strategies may result in an increase in the unwanted behavior before the behavior is extinguished. Evidence-based treatments, such as parent-child interaction therapy and parent management training, are 2 examples of interventions that teach parents or teachers the therapeutic skills necessary to manage behavior. Working with a board-certified behavior analyst or a psychologist with training in evidence-based behavior management techniques can also be effective ways to learn the skills more directly. Additional resources are provided at the end of the corresponding slideshow. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful.